Former President Trump's attorney, Alina Habba, joins me now from West Palm Beach, Florida. She was at Mar-a-Lago for the Super Tuesday celebration. Alina, looked like a big night at Mar-a-Lago last night. The president celebrating. He's got a lot of these legal cases still in the background, though, right?
Well, of course, that's all part of the plan and their plan for election interference because they can't beat him. But the energy was so amazing last night, Martha. He is really focused, and you can just tell that he's ready to get back to business. And the energy in the room said it all. No matter what they do, no matter all the garbage they try and throw at him, he is determined and undeterred, and he will continue to fight for the country so that we stop all of this madness that we're seeing with the legal lawfare, frankly.
Well, he's an incredibly resilient politician and figure of our times. He certainly has had every piece of the book thrown at him, and he still wants to be president of the United States. That's very clear. It's going to be fascinating to watch his campaign over the next 9 months as all of this unfolds. What did you make of this back and forth today as this Republican committee in Georgia listened to the evidence that will be ultimately decided by the judge, as I understand it, in terms of whether or not Fani Willis and Nathan Wade and the team will be thrown off of this Georgia election case? Alina.
I tend to agree with the clip that you played before. I think the judge obviously has a determination to make. I think that the evidence has spoken pretty clearly. There's obviously some inconsistencies that we've seen with testimony that have to be handled. But there's many levels of issues there, right? I mean, let's not talk about whether it's going to be in Congress, whether it's going to be in a court, but there's also ethical issues that will be addressed. I'm happy to say that I'm not involved with the mess that has been Georgia, but I will tell you this, she's made quite a mess for herself. I think that it'll be handled ethically. I think it'll be handled hopefully by the court. But there is no business bringing in people to prosecute and persecute somebody who's a political figure. And to do so in such a manner with taxpayer dollars in any state is problematic. It really is. And it's disturbing. But that's the state of our country right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. Once again, just watching the back and forth here. They put up that text message. Ashley Merchant had been in touch with Nathan Wade as she was preparing for this case. Right. She said, do you think it started, meaning the relationship, before she hired him, which is obviously key? Terrence Bradley, who worked on Nathan Wade's divorce, said absolutely. It started when she left the DA's office and was a judge in South Fulton. You know, then they went back around on this about how many times he visited her condo during the time period when they say they had no romantic relationship. And watch this.
When I say frequent, do you think prior to November 1st of 2021, you were at the condo more than 10 times?
No, sir.
So it'd be less than 10 times?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's play the part about the pings.
So it's pinging from his house all the way down to the condo at midnight, 1 a.m. And he calls her when he gets there. And then it goes silent for 4 or 5 hours. And then, you know, early in the morning hours, he starts pinging again, driving back, and then he texts her when he gets home. So,
and this is before he gets hired in November of 21.
Yes.
Wow. She's very diligent with the details on all of this. Do you think this is going to be persuasive to the judge in Georgia, Alina?
I hope so. I think that the judge has a tough determination to make. I think, honestly, never mind any of it, the perjury issue is something that always concerns me with her. If that is the case, that's a concern. You know, there's been too much inconsistencies. If they have forensic evidence that's clear, they're going to have to, they can't deny that, right? Yeah. Facts are facts. I know he made a comment about referring them to ethics. I think that should happen no matter what. You can't play with taxpayer dollars while trying to go after a former president. And that's the bottom line. And you also can't lie under oath, which is clearly what happened.
Alina, before I let you go, any update on the hundreds of millions of dollars that the former president is due to pay in the New York case? There was a request to make it a smaller amount. Where does that stand now?
We're waiting on an appeal. Obviously, the judge was receptive to some of our arguments. We appeared before the appellate division just last week. He obviously amended the order in terms of allowing the Trump children and Trump family to continue to operate their business and to get loans, which was a big step in the right direction. As I've always said, Martha, this is going to be a long game. We knew we were not going to be successful. We lost before the trial started, and we're just going to have to push and push and push and hope hopefully have our facts and her case heard just like it was last week and chip away at this.
And what's your understanding of when the rest of the money is due, Alina?
It's due shortly, but we have pending appeals. We have pending motions that we have to have decisions on. So we're going to be patient and wait.
Okay. Alina Habba, thank you very much. Always good to see you. Thank you for coming by today.
Good to see you.
You too.
Thanks.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.